real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Fact, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the Google trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk. 7 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, officially welcoming you to the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itami and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts. From now till the top of the hour, 6 o'clock, it promises to be no dull moment. In other words, we're bringing you the best of news, information, and conversations. And guess what? You are part of the conversation. You are always part of the conversation. The phone lines are always open for you to be part of the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are. Comment on some of the conversations that we'll be having. And of course, if you are listening to us from outside of the country, when the conversations begin, you can join us via Skype at Nigeria Info FM. But right now, we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. And you can be part of the conversation on WhatsApp, 08095975805. And for those of you who listen, you don't call today. Send a message or just go on Facebook and post a comment on our live stream. Welcome. It's the 7th day in the month of January 2025. Snail speed. Let's get into the big 3 for today. Are you ready? Let's go.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the big 3 stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts, whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's get into the big 3 stories for today, shall we? Did I say my name? Yeah, I'm Maryann Okon. Welcome to Hard Facts. On the big 3 today, Tinubu approves. When I saw that story, I was like, ooh, yeah. Tinubu approves bulletproof SUVs and medical trip for retired generals. Now, following the signing of the new terms and conditions of service for the armed forces, President Bola Tinubu has approved a mouth-watering allowances for officers in the general rank who will retire after serving 35 years. And this is a story from the Vanguard newspaper. It goes on to tell us that some of the allowances include provision of a bulletproof SUV as take-home gift, fully paid for medical treatment, foreign medical treatment, to the tune of about 20. Okay, that one aside. Now, $20,000 as ESTA code while embarking on the medical trips, and payments for cooks and house helps. These are retirees in the army. Meanwhile, let me tell you something else. On December 30, the same Vanguard newspaper reported that senior civil servants were going to storm the National Assembly over non-remittance of and other CPS pension challenges. So these monies, taxpayers' monies, are going to be given to generals with bulletproof SUVs, blah, 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 and medical trips abroad. That means that there's no plan to fix the healthcare system in Nigeria, not anytime soon, even with all the stories that the Tinubu administration has been feeding us. But let me give you the background to that story from December 30. Leaders of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria have disclosed plans, or at the time disclosed plans, to storm the National Assembly to seek amendment of some provisions of the contributory pension schemes to address some of the issues forcing civil servants and other contributors to have a second thought about the scheme. Top among of these issues is non-remittance of deducted funds by government and other employers. The same government that's going to be giving $20,000 in ESTA code to retired generals, but every other pensioner, including the other junior officers that retire at whatever level, some of them are still begging government. I said this thing yesterday. Their pensions have been totally forgotten about, but you put this out. Are those people supposed to applaud you, Mr. President, and this new deal that you have signed? I don't know. Maybe they should call me and tell me. If you're a pensioner, your father is a pensioner, your mother is a pensioner, how do you feel about this? Well, let's move away from that to another story. This time is the EFCC. So we hear that the EFCC has dismissed 27 officers for fraud, misconduct, etc., but they've kept their identities secret. Well, Monday's statement from the EFCC states that they only promised to investigate all allegations of fraud and misconduct leveled against its officials, while they failed to reveal the identities of these so-called officials that they have already found culpable. Because why would you dismiss them? Why are the identities hidden? It's fraud. We need to know that they're fraudulent people. The incoming president of the United States was I think his hush money case continued even when he won elections. So who are these officers? Oh, this is the Nigerian way of dealing with financial crimes. Well, one more story and then I'll let you join the conversation. Let's look at one more story here. And this one's Peter Obi versus Felix Morka versus APC. So there's been this whole, back and forth between Obidients, people who love Peter Obi, Labour Party, and several other people. Felix Morka and the APC. And here's why. So, New Year message. APC tackles Obidients as Obi alleges threat to life. Now, over the weekend, Peter Obi had posted, I saw that post saying that he doesn't understand what he said that would have made Felix Morka say what he said, more like put a threat to his life. I saw that tweet that he put out. Now, he also tried to re-emphasize what he said to Mr. President or the Tinubu administration, the presidency. Now, the ruling All Progressive Congress, in response to that tweet again, and their supporters, and the supporters of the Labour Party, I beg your pardon, engaged themselves in a war of words on social media over an alleged threat to the life of the former Anambra State Governor, Peter Obi. The hostility was a fallout of Sunday's interview on Arise Television, where the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka, claimed that the former Anambra State Governor had crossed the line. I really wish that the Arise TV person could have asked Mr. Morka to pointedly show what he said in the tweet, or what he said in his message, his New Year message, that could have been crossing, that would amount to crossing the line. Did Peter Obi at any point, and I'm not necessarily a fan of Mr. Peter Obi, but was there at any point where Peter Obi said Nigerians should go and kill the president or destroy the APC? I'm trying to make sense of why we're having this whole uproar and why Mr. Morka was so emotional about what Peter Obi had to say. Because all he was doing was criticize the president, which is normal. Opposition's duty is to keep the sitting or the ruling party on their toes. But an emotional Morka claimed that Obi was desperately seeking to incite Nigerians into bringing down the current government. What are your thoughts, Lagos? 0201 465 71904. The ladies, if you are a man, call 0201 277 0993. That's 0201 277 0993. Or you could join the conversation on our Facebook Live. Post your comments. Do that on YouTube Live, or better still, send me a WhatsApp message. I'd like to hear your thoughts on all of these stories today. So, senior civil servants and every other civil servant is asking that their pensions be paid. They're even thinking twice about this whole contributory pension scheme because government is not doing their bit. But government, on the other hand, is signing and approving bulletproof SUVs and medical trips, $20,000 ESTA code for retired generals. Every one of us, where do we go? Hell. Join the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Raymond, calling from Lekki.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Raymond from Lekki.
Go ahead.
Yes, President Tinubu approving $20,000 for retired generals and bulletproof SUV cars. I think Nigeria is a joke, to be frank with you. The early Nigerians come together, united irrespective of our religious and ethnic background in 2027, and get rid of APC. It's better for us. APC has nothing to offer Nigeria. They've turned Nigeria outside us.
Does PDP have something to offer Nigeria? Does Labour Party? Does the NMPP? I'm just asking.
I'm not talking about PDP here because they have their own, blame too.
Okay.
We have to try something new. These people have nothing to offer Nigerians. Thank you. A party that cannot distribute palliative to get to common man has nothing to offer Nigerians.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for calling. We've got Stanley on the phone. Let's take Stanley's call. Hello, Stanley. Where are you calling us from?
Stop. That's what is happening.
Hello, Stanley. Where are you calling us from?
Obi as a very big threat.
Hello. All right, this guy is not talking to me, I guess. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
This is Tunde Maryann Okon. This is Tunde calling from Ikea.
Go ahead, Tunde.
Okay. I'm surprised when you start the victory this afternoon. How can Mr. President offer our entire of general while the economy is shrinking every day? What is really going on? You don't even think about the poor man. And what about the other sector those people that are working as a retire in other sector? I do know the woman being. Why can't you plan for those people too? And our health sector is not there. Our health sector is not ready to fix it at it. You are thinking of planning to travel out of the country for our retirement of general. What is really going on? I don't really know what is going on. They should do something about that. God bless Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. All right, 60 seconds is all you have. Robert is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Robert.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Must Obi be used all the time? Me, I don't understand.
What does that even mean? He has his rights. He has his rights. Excuse me? Must you call Nigeria info all the time?
Because it's my station.
Well, again, Nigeria is his country. Duh.
Maryann, we will play patient, honestly. Maryann.
Where your right ends or where another person's right ends, another person's own starts. So if you're questioning that, then I can question why you're calling.
What I'm saying is that, fine, Nigerians love Obi, including myself. I love the man.
I don't.
In the last election, he lost.
I don't hate him either.
Assume he lost. Another person won. But you cannot be the news every time. The thing is too much. And the fact is that if somebody speak against him now, some people will write it like in the morning when I say something that Obi people, were calling. Why must Robert say something like that? We are very easy to criticize Tinubu.
He is the president. He is the president. The president will always be criticized, no matter who sits there. That is the job of opposition. And if Obi is opposition, it is his job. He can criticize.
Stay out of criticism, is that what you are telling me now?
I don't understand I still don't understand where you're going to. If Obi was sat there, he will be criticized as well. There's nothing wrong with criticism.
If Obi wants to take a proposition, let it strategize for the next election.
Oh, God. Robert, I'm so sorry. For once, you are not making sense today. Thank you. Thank you for calling. And I don't want to do this back and forth with you. People have a right to criticize anybody they want to criticize. Criticism is allowed anywhere in the world. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And even if it was, what is his name, Obi that was president, he will be criticized by the PDP. He will be criticized by the APC. If it was Jonathan that was sat there, it's the same thing that will happen. If it is, what's his name, Atiku that sat there, criticism is allowed. It will always be a thing. Throughout the time that Trump became ex-president, he continuously criticized the government in power. It is his job. Even as followers, you will criticize government if they're not necessarily doing what they ought to do. And if you think you have some ideas, you put it out there. But when you're telling me that must he be in the news, what kind of question? What's the meaning of this, please? Let's have some very intelligent conversation. Thank you. Hello.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Happy New Year. Kinsley from Ikorodu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Maryann, I love the way you correct this. We've seen everybody listening in the morning.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do call me back. Apologies. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Oh, sorry about that. Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good night. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Joseph from Owe.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Please, my advice to Mr. Tinubu, I will advise him to do well. Rule the country well. Let people have things to eat. Let price of goods, things come down. Rule well. Let the people feel the impact. Then, if you rule well, you won't be afraid of maybe, I don't know how to put it now. I'm trying.
People will criticize you whether you do good or you do bad. Yes, it's normal.
Rule well. You won't be hyping this military man because first was judiciary. Second now is retired army. Then maybe the third one now will be INEC. So that is my advice to him. Rule well.
Oh,
people
God.
will feel it won't be.
Thank you for calling. I do appreciate it. The next one will be INEC now. Wow. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Romy, my name is Romy. I'm calling you from Echigo.
Go ahead.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website, websites www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
This is it. The ultimate stage for young minds to battle it out.
The governors are above the law. They tend not to lean on to public participation. Governors can make any decision without fear of...
What remains of a person's identity if it's only measured by external...
The urgency to safeguard life should outweigh preserving cultural sites.
Auditions for the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament is on. Do you have the passion, the intellect, the fire that stand above the rest? Then prove it.
The hallmark of any thriving society is in its youth.
Study organization should be planned carefully into the data.
Standardized tests is a recipe for anxiety.
Prove you're the next great debater Nigeria has been waiting for. I Beg to Differ. Auditions open December 12, 2024 and close January 12, 2025. The clock is ticking. Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm now to register. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
We had the president reduce the number of trips that ministers can make overseas.
The job that they are having is overwhelming. How can you be managing?
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
You must do the public hearing, public notice, public enlightenment, and break it down.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
This NBS is turning our very fake data to us because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
What are your thoughts?
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
All right, we're back. We're still live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Post your comments on X. That's Twitter. Use the hashtag Hard Facts. Post your comments there. We'd like to read from you. On WhatsApp, it's 0809597585. I'm Maryann Okon. This is Hard Facts, and we are looking at the big three stories for today. Shall I remind you what the stories are? President Tinubu approves bulletproof SUVs and medical trip for retired army generals. I gave you some background. $20,000 ESTA code for foreign medical travels. Underline foreign. Is there no plan anytime soon by these governments? And I'm not just talking about Tinubu. Every politician, governors, the presidency, the National Assembly, nobody. No plans to fix our health sector, because that's what we're going to be talking about on the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to have a Nigerian doctor join us from the United Kingdom to talk to us. He's a physician. He'll talk to us about the things that we need to prioritize in the health sector. And this is what the presidency is telling us: foreign medical trips. Hey, we're following the leader. But then senior civil servants and several other people are saying, our monies, our pensions, our contributory pensions, are you sure that we should not tweak something in the law so that people will be paying this money whether you like it or not? Because we cannot be dying after we retire because we don't have access to our monies. Yet, retired generals are going to be having bulletproof vehicles. $20,000 in ESTA code. Priorities. And of course, the EFCC has sacked 27 of their employees for fraud. But then they're hiding their identities. What gives? And Peter Obi is saying, hey, there's a threat to my life. But then the APC and Obidients are going at it. Oh, my goodness. 0201-277-0993. This is Hard Facts. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, sorry, my phone went off that time.
Yes.
Yeah, I can stay on the line back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, if you look at the message that it will be dropped, is it not the same thing that is happening this afternoon? If you are giving that approved for retired soldier, retired generals to go for medical, to have a SUV and the medical treatment, foreign medical treatment to Maryann. So what is the message that Peter B puts that even Robert, because he mentioned in the afternoon, in the morning, we already seen in the morning, when he mentioned a section of a country, that the one inciting this problem. How can you mention that a section? Do you know what you are doing, saying on air? And thank God that Kofi corrected him. And he mentioned this afternoon again, that some people are there. Look at the message that Peter B put on ground and look at what is happening in Nigeria. Is what we are saying. It's not because of Peter B. We are talking about everybody. The condition of Nigeria. That is the simple truth. And when the question is thrown to Robert in the morning, they asked him, "Do you call yesterday?" He said, "I can't remember." And what is the difference between Robert and the Peter B now? If you cannot remember that he called yesterday or not, Peter.
All right, thank you for calling.
We are funny.
Let's not make it personal with Robert. It's okay. I already shut him down because you see, I do not like to have unintelligent debates. If you're going to debate with me, come with superior facts. Okay, come correct. What is all these things that must he be on air? Must you be calling Nigerian info? Must you also have a say? As you have a say, that's how everybody else is going to have. Love them or hate them. I'm not a fan of Peter Obi. I say it all the time. I'm not his fan. But it doesn't mean that if he says something that is meaningful, we should shut it down. Everybody has a right of say. Atiku has been very quiet lately. I mean, he said a few things here and there when the president gave that speech last year. But Peter Obi has been consistent, and that's what opposition should be. But then when you say a man has crossed the line, Mr. Morka, help me understand. Which line did you people draw in the sand that you have not seen? Because I need to understand. And then, is there any lie in what Peter Obi had said? Sincerely. Hello.
Hello, Maryann Okon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Fantastic afternoon to you. Emeka is my name from South Lake Town.
Go ahead.
You see, you said it all. For me, criticism is like a mirror that is placed before everyone. When people criticize you, you look at that criticism. As long as it's objective, you isolate and itemize issues that pertain to you where you need to make improvements. Peter Obi has been and is still the only viral opposition we have for now. And when you dissect his briefing, or press briefing, everything he mentioned there is a fact. I would have loved Mr. Morka to itemize, isolate those issues to be raised that we are all tantamount to inciting Nigerians to whatever he thought Peter was trying to do. Because Peter B, like we all know what happened in the 2023 elections. If Peter B were to be that kind of man, I don't think Nigeria would be at peace right now. So let us learn to embrace criticism, also for a government that ruled on the back of criticism and protest to power. Their own criticism of Goodluck Jonathan was even more intense and worse, to the point that some of the supporters were carrying coffin with Goodluck Jonathan's inscription on it and even calling the wife names, which even the ex-president confessed that he gave his mother trauma. So we should stop this heating up of the politics. We must have a country beyond politics. They should stop. Every time Peter Obi sneezes, they catch cold, and Peter Obi has become the oxygen that this political party breathes. Let us learn to embrace criticism and work with it. It's only then that we can build a viral and better country.
Thank you for calling. I do appreciate it. I want to go to WhatsApp and read some of the messages that are coming in. This one says, after listening to our president, it's manifestly evident that the health and power sectors will not improve in the future. Very sad indeed. And you didn't give me your name, but thank you. Uchechukwu Victor here says, I listened to the interview. I didn't hear where and when Felix threatened Obi, always lying with statistics. Obi always lies with statistics. Okay, Uche. I don't understand. I'm just asking a simple question, Uche. If it bothers you, please by all means, boycott me. I'm asking a simple question. Is there a place, is there anything that Mr. Obi said that incites, that makes you feel like he's inciting Nigerians against Mr. President? That's if you believe in what Felix Morka said. Help me. Just go and screenshot it and put it on this WhatsApp. Send it to me. Uche Chuku Victor, please. I'm waiting. It's hard facts, so you need to come correct. Chibunna from Ghana says, one unique attribute of President Tinubu is that he doesn't discriminate irrespective of party or ethnicity, but carries all along, and you can debate it, but you can't take it away from him. I don't think that the president discriminates, and that's not the conversation. Maybe you are listening to another conversation, but that's not the conversation here. Kayode from Ikotum, quite a pity that the current pronouncement of Obi is not a political statement, but has treason in it. There's need for restrictions with statements that can lead to inferno or incitement. Okay, thank you very much. This one says, Happy New Year to you. I want Mr. President to know that junior ranks in the army and police are ones dying on trying to keep Nigeria safe from insecurity. If he wants to appreciate service chiefs, let him remember the junior ones who are the ones putting their life at risk. I'm Joseph from Ugudu. This one says, when the governor of Bauchi State made a pronouncement that if Tinubu government failed to withdraw the controversial tax bill, he will face catastrophe. Compared to what Peter Obi said recently, which is more weighty and daring, and Felix Morka told him that he crossed the line and he was threatened to take whatever comes from him. I'm sure you mean this should just be condemned. Okay, OJ Yusuf from Ikorodu. APC should tell Nigerians how they played opposition when Jonathan was in power, when the individuals who are now in power called him unprintable names and no line was said to have been crossed. How did they observe the line? Basil from Ikorodu. This one here says, Sahid from Ikoyi says, it's the duty of the political parties to act as a watchdog to other political parties. It is so unfortunate that this Tinubu administration has succeeded in confusing the political science students by approaching other party members in their cabinet, which will jeopardize the watchdog duties. Okay, Sahid. This one says, as much as I don't like Tinubu's style of leadership, I'm in full support of the tax bill. We're not talking about tax bill. I guess that you guys are listening to the wrong conversation. We're not talking about the tax bill here. Someone here says, President Tinubu is trying to water the mouth of every unit in this country that has the capacity to oppose his government. He's also indirectly preparing for 2027. Nigerians shouldn't see this as an act of generosity, but a political strategy. Nnamdi Nikpaja. Giving so much amount to retired generals is aimed at discouraging them from military coup. Meanwhile, why should there even be a military coup? What's the essence of a military coup in Nigeria? What? We don't need that. But anyway, since you guys are bringing it into the conversation, he says lower ranking soldiers that engage in the real war and battlefield are just paid peanuts. Maryann, what is Tinubu's plan for poor civil servants and ordinary Nigerians? They're still part of the entity called Nigeria, or are they still part of the entity called Nigeria? John Mark. I don't know. Someone sent me a message that I'm saying let's have some intelligent conversations. Yes. And he said that's an insult. Okay, if you feel insulted, I apologize. But let's have very intelligent conversations. We can't be arguing about some unintelligent things. And if you must argue about something, bring superior facts. Tell me what I don't know. If you're saying that somebody, like I said, I'm not a fan of Peter Obi. I couldn't be bothered. I'm not an Obidient. But I'm saying, if someone is saying that this man is inciting the people against Mr. President, how? Show us how. Because there have been several people talking about all kinds of things that I even feel like they shouldn't be. And nothing has been said to them. But if Peter Obi is saying that, look, you guys are threatening my life, and they say, yes, we're saying that because you're inciting the people, Do you feel incited? The person who sent me this message, I don't know your name. Do you feel incited by Peter Obi's statement? Okay. Thank you. And you're trying to tell me how to do my job. You can come and do it for one day. See if you like it. I love it. This one says, your message is so long, Emperor. The revelations you've given so far concerning the frivolous approval spending to settle cronies and change of cars, kitchen utensils, and on a yearly basis is more than ridiculous. You're using very unsavory words here, please. And this can only happen in a country where the most ridiculous, most corrupt, and Emperor, I can't read your message because you're calling Mr. President very unsavory names, and that's very, very rude of you. Okay, you can actually put your point out without being this rude. Someone here says, I'm so blet from Agbara. Tinubu, our president, has been giving retired generals mouth-washing offer, bulletproof SUV, free medical treatment, $20,000 ESTA code for just the military, because Tinubu's harsh policies affecting both civil and military to avoid coup d'etat in Nigeria. How do people come up with these things? Jerry from Lakawe here says, the president wetting the ground so that generals will not abuse him. He's a Lagos boy. Baba Jaye Jaye. He always knows to do. All he knows is to spend the money and squeeze the people to refuel through taxation. He has never been creative. Nigeria is his cash cow. Wow. I'm coming back to the phone lines. I have 11 minutes on the clock. Like I said, this is a debate. It's very open. Come to me with your facts. Like I have said, senior civil servants are saying they've not been able to get their hands on their pensions. But soldiers, retired generals, are going to be getting $20,000 ESTA code, not naira, dollars, for foreign medical trips, not to anyone here. Does that not worry you that maybe there's no plan to fix our healthcare in this country anytime soon? Never, ever. Also, what about the other civil servants? Now, if you're a civil servant or you work in the army or you're a pensioner, let me know. Does this sit well with you? Or maybe I'm just being overly emotional, like some of the people have said. I'm being rude. I'm just so condescending. And then, of course, the EFCC has fired 27 people, their officers, for fraud and misconduct, but they're keeping their identities secret. Why? And then, of course, the debate between Peter Obi's New Year message and Felix Morka's response that he is actually inciting Nigerians. Please, for those who think that Felix Morka is right, come to me with your facts. For those who think that Peter Obi is right, bring your facts. It's a debate. I want to have, a head-to-head. But don't be emotional about it, because I see a lot of you being very emotional. All right, 60 seconds is all you have. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Maryann. I see the picture taking. As far as we all are Nigerians, and everybody is feeling the hard bite, and bitter in this country. Peter Obi has the 1 million right to comment on what is not going right in this country. Anybody who don't like him, go hawk transformer. Yes.
There are people who will not like it, but you cannot be rude to them.
People who don't like him should go and hawk.
No, Uzoma. No. I know that this is not game on, but no violence. People obviously will never be on the same page with you about several things. It doesn't matter. It's their opinion. But we're not going to be, have that war of words here. Just come with your facts. Simple. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Why are you sounding like you're inside a box?
My sister, make Nigeria not happen to us. It's too early.
Okay.
Quick one,
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chris calling from Ikui.
Okay.
For me, day one, anything that this man is doing, I'm not...
Which man are you talking about?
The chief, what they call it, chief of, commander-in-chief. He did for INEC, he did for the judges, he did for the military. Good one. The people he approved $20,000 for, an SUV Jeep. Maybe they are from a town or from a village, right? Hello, Miriam.
Go ahead. Your time is almost up.
Did he go round? The man don't tell on I say 9 ton. I say like 9 go run in government.
All right.
My fear, after 8 years, he should not install somebody. That is my fear.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Mrs. Oboli is on the line. Hello.
Hi, Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. I'm sending you loves, hug, and kisses from this place.
Why?
God bless you and keep you for doing your job the way we love it. Keep soaring. Now, Peter Obi brings constructive criticism to the table, Maryann. And that is the job of opposition. If tables were to turn, or let's refer to the past, the same president, the current president, was a thorn in the flesh of the former government as well. And he played his role, in fact, more than what Peter Obi is doing presently. More so, should threats to life be handled with levity? Should it? I think no. Not only that, on the retired army generals, let me use the word allegedly now. Our president is the Marapuzo of our time. Who knows him he knows his onions and is playing it well. Whether he's preventing a coup d'etat, whether he's trying to, whatever it is just injustice that you are giving a set of people larger, you are making them live larger than life while you neglect the other one. That is injustice and inequality as far as I'm concerned. Maryann, God bless you for doing your job.
Thank you for calling. All right. Godman is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Godman.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
New Year. I don't think I've spoken to you this year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Okay, on this matter, Peter Obi has every right, not just as an opposition, he's a Nigerian. He has every right to criticize the government like every of us do. And then if we do nothing about this, because I'm even not tired of all this, we just talk and criticize, there should be a protest. At least Tinubu in his time.
You go rest, though. All the protests that people have been doing, what has he yielded?
Tinubu in his time did not only criticize, he gathered multitudes.
But people have protested now. How many times did you protest last year?
We've not done it well now. We've not done it. That's why the government keeps doing what they are doing. They know that there's nothing can happen. We do like Kenya, or all those people who do it very well. To shake them well to adjust to do the right things for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem is. We are just sitting down doing nothing, and that's why they keep doing what they are doing. But if we stand up to them, nothing will change.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Godman, for calling. Igwe Victor is calling us from Lagos. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
I want to start with Obi. They say truth is hate to those who hate truth. You see, the amount of propaganda that brought the present administration into the present government. If anybody, especially from the most popular candidate in the 2023 election, got half of what we had before the election, I think anybody would have been in the prisons now or would have been even sent to exile. But what we know is Nigeria is where it is because the likes of some people who will call and still defend ineptitude, docility, and maladministration will continue to haunt us. Because if we continue to ignore the truth just because we don't like where the truth is coming from, we will continue to be where we are. Then on the SUV and the rest of it, I think some people, they say he who pays the piper dictates the tune. I think the reason for all these things is for what happened in some parts of African countries may not happen, so that some people will be fortified economically, so that they will not look the other way around. Thank you, Maryann.
All right. I'm going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.